World of Horror. Yeah, this is a good song. This is actually, I think this is cut off of the Silent Hill 3 soundtrack, and it's only on the Soundbox collection. A really pretty song. All right, let's play World of Horror. Still waiting for this Halloween update. Apparently it's coming soon. Okay. Is it the 31st? It's actually coming out. Let's just do... I don't know. What should I do? Maybe just quick play? Yeah. Something strange is happening in our town. Oh, rogue figures can be seen gathering in the woods at night. People are going missing. Disgusting creatures are terrorizing the seaside. The rapid technological progress of the modern era brings comfort, but also new unknown threats. Old gods, malicious eldritch beings who ruled the earth eons ago are awakening as reality starts to crumble. Armed with clues, spells, and your dwindling sanity, you'll investigate mysteries across the city and in realms beyond. An old train slows down and stops at its last station. The end of the world is at hand, and you've finally arrived in the doomed town. Look! Shitak Atoroso is once again awakening from its slumber. Blinded by its impossible to satisfy hunger, it started to tear down the walls of its cocoon prison. Stop it before it devours us all. So no escaping from combat. Oh, I'm the witch girl. I love her. Great. Oh, no, it's not. No, Mimi. I haven't played as Mimi in a long time. Starts off with a scalpel, though. I don't even really see this weapon that often anymore. Is she kind of a nurse? Is that her background? I guess that's why she starts with that. Yeah, minus 20% reason. We're only playing on medium. I should put it on hard. Seventh curse. You started the playthrough with more fun, so you can't have any allies. That's fine. No, she doesn't have the skeleton vomit t-shirt, unfortunately. Unfortunately, she has some neat outfits though. Like the old god tracksuit. Let's do this shit. Oh, I forgot the dollar. Pretty fucking rich for the beginning of the game. Some of our readers report a strange tall man dressed in white, taking the metro after dark, apparently stalking lone passengers. Please take care and avoid traveling alone. What was I gonna say? This is starting to remind me of the Junji Ito book I started reading. Like the first story is all these bodies start appearing, but they're all like sewed together. You know what I'm talking about, anybody? I think there's a few references to it in this one. I don't know if it's an older story or a newer one or what. Yeah, you know what? I haven't been really playing with allies that much lately, so I can go without allies. It's not a big deal now. They never really are gonna make or break you. Oh yeah, the bottle. Does that refresh library notes? I've started to get this a little bit more often, I think, too, from that. I've only gotten an empty bottle every other time, except for one other time. Yeah, why not? Oh, shit. Library notes are great because you don't lose them for some reason. You just always have them. So you just sacrifice 2 reason for a random spell. It's pretty fucking good. And that is like the best spell in the game, almost. It's a lot of damage. It's like your get out of jail free card. And also, if you're playing as the witch girl and you get that, yeah, when you get it as the cultist girl and you have the skill that brings up the reason you get for every time you discard a spell, it's a good combo. It's a good combo, man. The alarming account of abnormal arms. I remember when it started. The woman next door was strangled to death in her bed with no sign of forced entry. The killer was never found and the apartment remained vacant. The door to her apartment was closed and she lived alone. What other ways in are there? Maybe you can get the apartment plan to compare with the other flats. Also, I've been trying to work on this video. I had an idea for a video that kind of split into 2 videos that I wanted to have done for the beginning of the month that I'm like struggling with right now, but just about like some movies I like that aren't necessarily like Halloween spooky movies, but I think are really good. And then I was working on like an additional part to that was like Halloween specific, but I hope I can get it out before Halloween. A small cocoon. You wonder what kind of animal the spider caught in its web. You scare away the annoyed predator and rip open the cocoon to reveal a human finger? What, like, so I always thought that was huge. Kind of rough on the reason. That's not bad to hold on to right now, right? Oh, wait, I thought... Oh, fuck. I meant to fucking equip it. Oh, man. You should have to fight a huge spider a few times. Excuse me, do you have a moment to talk about our real Lord and Savior? No, I don't think so. I don't think I need any more reason. Because if you listen to him, I think it's even more. But you get like a spell or something. 11 funds. You know what? Let's go on a shopping spree. The occult magic store. Cursed cartridge. Small chance of ignoring reason loss. You found that. That might be my best bet right now. Here we go. Defeated a vampire enemy. I told you there was vampires. Creepy. If you follow the World of Horror dev online on Twitter and stuff, Slow Beef tweeted like a thing at him where he was trying to carve this face in a pumpkin, and I think he pretty much got it. And then what's his name? Panstav? I forgot how you say the dev's name. Replied and was like, had put the mask in the game like shaped like a pumpkin after seeing that tweet. Just call him Pant. So in the update, this mask is going to be shaped like a pumpkin. Should be good. Let's go to the shop one more time. Let's see the dog. Yeah, I really want to do this. I guess the camera. The scalpel's procking with knowledge, right? Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. The camera has other uses too, so why not? A woman jumps out of her apartment covered in gore. Between sobs, she tries to explain what happened. She was taking a shower when suddenly the shower head started spraying blood. The trail of blood leads into the dark apartment. I think this brings back my reason if I can... Yeah, that's like the best reason bonus in the game. +4. It's like almost maxed right now. It's good. Easy. Thank you for those bids, dude. That was nice of you. Imagine wearing a pumpkin pressed against your face. I feel like I have a memory of doing that. Does no one else have a memory of that? I feel like at least at one time in my life I took a pumpkin and put it on my head that my parents had like carved or something like that. It's an impulsive child doing dumb things like that. The Dwight pumpkin outfit. Shh, you should interview the neighbors. Maybe you'll discover something the police missed. Suddenly, it got really cold in the corridor. As you turn to leave, you're stopped by a man with unnaturally pale skin and giant lips. He kisses the air and takes a step closer. Well, yeah, the smell of pumpkin is just rot. It's not like a good smell. Pumpkin spice is not the same thing. This is such a good animated design. Yeah, let's kill this motherfucker. Got the scalpel. Should be able to get a couple cuts in. Ooh, 65? That's not very good. He does a lot of reason damage. Probably get more than that. You know what I could do? I could burn him once. Yeah, save that for the big shot. Hey, they all hit. What do you know? Well, that opens me up to do that and just end this shit. Actually, those are only 3s. Oh, that's 4. Yeah, the scalpel is a really good weapon. Hell yeah. One of our neighbors is complaining about her underwear missing. Yeah, I think seeds are different though, aren't they? They're kind of like sunflower seeds in a lot of ways. Is pumpkin spice mainly vanilla and cinnamon? Because that's what it smells like. I'm not sure, really. It's got some spices in it. Yeah, I mean, he's the gigolo, man. Got that, he's got his lips pumped up. You return home to freshen up. When you enter your bathroom, however, you discover that your shower is missing. In its place, there's an old clawfoot tub. The whole thing feels surreal, but you take a step towards it, wondering how it's possible. I still can't fucking remember what the outcome of this is. I've done it a few times now, too. This keeps coming up. What the fuck is it? Nice. The bathtub sure is weird, but you feel extra refreshed. That's one of the stranger encounters. Second neighbors complaining about weird noises coming from the vents when she's at home. Mr. Redacted, your neighbor is a horror manga artist. He's struggling to come up with a satisfying ending for his newest story. I'm good, man. Let's check out the building plan to find out if there's a place where all the vents connect. Still gotta go to the hospital twice. Yeah, I just forget what I think if you get in and you fail the luck, it like, the bath turns into blood or something like that. Like, all of a sudden, you're surrounded by blood. You enter the hospital looking for information about a certain patient. The main corridor is dark and strangely empty. You spot a nurse at the registration booth. She's asleep from exhaustion. Too fast. Damn it. Run out of the hospital. Putting your hand in that hole was a bad idea. Seeing the big spider escape, you hope it wasn't poisonous. God damn it. I got bit by a spider. I can get this taken care of though, can't I? I may as well, I have the money. Doom is a little high. Yeah, I got bit. Thank you, sir. 20 experience for that isn't too bad. It's pretty good. Yeah, I stole his finger. I guess so. Yeah, I think I've heard of that, of them turning out green before. Maybe that's something to do with Troll 2, man. Maybe they made all that shit out of fresh pumpkins. Investigate the boiler room. You enter the dark boiler room and trip over the pipe. Cursing, you find a light switch and gasp in horror. It's not a pipe at all. It's a long, rubbery arm coiling around the room and ending in a ventilation shaft. Coming closer, you can smell something vile and rotten. Oh my god! My god! You almost fall to the ground when you see the wide-open stare of the dead pervert. His elongated limbs are stretching and disappearing in the vent's darkness. Inside his mouth, you find a tiny key. Yeah, I think it's like the centipede took his eyeball. After the police arrived, the whole building was searched. Following the arms, detectives found the body of a man stuck in a ventilation shaft. Later, he's identified as the building caretaker. In his closet, police find pieces of underwear and voyeur photos of the tenants. You're questioned thoroughly and eventually released as the murder case is being covered up as the case of an unfortunate gas leak. His arm looks so weird. And also, look at that. Who's that? Who the fuck is that? You've advanced. Ooh, that's pretty good. Defeating an enemy regains 2 reason. Let's put the rest into knowledge too. Hell yeah. Oh, come on, man. Already. Surf. Retiel, thank you for that Twitch Prime. I hope I said your name right. A gas leak strangled that woman. Yeah, it sounds like, you know, good cop logic. Next. I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. They're all pretty hard. This isn't a very good seed. I guess freaky time footage. 3 students disappeared in the process of making a documentary about local folklore and the legends of the nearby forest. Legends of the Hidden Temple. Now, on the first anniversary of the event, a suspicious man has started asking questions. He claims to be a private investigator hired by the parents of the students. Except, the parents of your friends didn't hire him. Who is he, and what did the students discover out there? The pink barracudas? Bro, they were the blue barracudas. You had the silver monkeys, right? I'm almost positive. The purple jaguars. Oh, the silver snakes. God damn it. I already lost. Thought I knew it. The bear barracudas. Imagine the SNL guy reading out those names. This door shouldn't be here. It shouldn't lead anywhere. And more importantly, it shouldn't pull you in. We're going in. Where are you? Lost in time and space, you drift in nothingness until something pulls you towards the light. Oh no. I don't have anything to do here. Deserted temples overlook the giant corpses of the forgotten beasts. With no priest to harvest it, their blood is slowly flooding the valley. It's all bad, man. I forget what happens if I submerge myself. Let's try it. Okay. Take it. You take a step into the pool of blood. The crimson liquid burns your skin through your clothes. With boiling blood, something else rushes into your ear canals. Voices of countless scholars revealing the forbidden secrets. Shouldn't I get some kind of lost knowledge for that, though? Notes mention a village not far from your town. You decide to take a bus. Getting closer, you can't help but notice a large number of trees that have suddenly died. What happened here? Yeah, just drink it. Well, if you bottle it and drink it, you die. So I don't know. Seeing two chopped off heads, you can't help but wonder who's been preparing your food for the past week. I still don't understand this. Why? What? Why would they be preparing my food? I don't understand this one. I don't get it. I'm pretty smart, so I'm gonna research it. Yeah. Memory extract. Cost 10 experience, but you get 2 reason back. That could be a lifesaver. Yeah, but why would it be... I don't get it. Why would it be people? Like, in relation to what? Are you in your refrigerator? Are you in the grocery store? Like, is it just your counter? I don't understand. Are you at the butcher store? There's a local... Oh, it's just like general paranoia. Okay. I guess I could understand that. But why are you seeing 2 dead people's heads in the first place? I just don't know where it's coming from, like where you see them. There's a local legend about a heartbroken seamstress. One stormy night, she broke into a local inn and stitched the unsuspecting guests together. Her final gruesome artwork. But that's just a legend, right? But that's just a game theory, right? This is what I was talking about, that Junji Ito story. The first one in the book I got is... It's about this kid. When he's younger, he's like walking his dog and he sees a body floating down this river. And he looks at it and it's not just a body, it's like people sewed together. And then he goes into like a deep depression. And like 5 years later, he's out again and he sees like even more of them floating down the river, like sewn together. Is that what it's called? I don't know. Human hot dogs? That's just real life. In the middle of the room, you see a man tied to a chair. You rush in to help. When you remove his gag, though, the man starts shouting curses and ancient prophecies. You fall on the floor, your mind flooded with unspeakable images as the man slowly stands up, completely ignoring the chair he was seemingly tied to. I don't think you can do anything about this one. Oh wait, can't that be the one where you get spells too? I thought you learned a spell from this guy or something. We should be able to kill him pretty quickly. God damn. Why is her chance to hit so bad? Is it just the scalpel? Yeah, the scalpel just has a bad chance to hit. I need to get a steak knife or something. Then my dex is so low. That wouldn't be a one-shot, though. curious statuettes. Legends say the witch was buried alive for kidnapping and murdering 2 children. Points you in a specific direction, potentially saving you some time. Well, the fact that it's chance to hit 65 at base is not very good. It might be one of the lower ones in the game. But you just have to mitigate it, I guess. That's pretty good. Especially since knowledge is what her damage is proccing on. To the village. Yeah, they can't give you anything too good, I guess, starting out. I should put the library notes in my inventory for now, or in my storage. Because I'm not going to use them right now. You had no idea that the funeral you'd been invited to would end with the guests slashing their hands to feed the deceased with their blood. You stay at the back, shocked by how grotesque it is. Suddenly, the guests turn their heads in your direction.
It's your turn now.
Fight your way out. I don't have very good strength. Try to talk them out of this. Using acute anemia as your excuse, you convince the mourners to make an exception for you. Anemic. I don't know. I don't know why I can't say that word right. Looking back one last time, you continue deeper into the woods. Folklore studies get you out free? Oh yeah, I always forget about that. It has a few events that it works with. I think this is a charisma check. If you don't pass it, you get shot. You get injured. It's not good. Hey there, says the hunter. This forest is not safe at this hour. What are you doing here? You try to ask about the danger, but they just hand you a flashlight and point you to the nearest road. Something tells you you shouldn't get on their nerves and go. Yeah, the flashlight's legit. I'm gonna use the camera instead, though. I think you could use it in your inventory. Oh, wow, that was quick. Oh, I should have gone and bought the acid. Whoops. Oh, I forgot to wear this, too. Oh, I guess I would replace that. I'm just gonna use the camera for now. Riots. I don't really need anything back. Take the experience. Alright, what's next? Curious case of a contagious coma. Macabre memoir of oh my god, why can I not talk anymore? I think I'm gonna try to do the botanist one right now. Because this could be potentially easy if you just do it the easy way. Instead of trying to save him and stuff. Just fucking kill him. Just kill that motherfucker. Ooh. I think I need a glass eye. I'm gonna sell the ritual mask. I don't anticipate myself using it now. I love that fucking graphic when you put the fucking glass eye in. It looks so cool. You become like a villain automatically. You said macabre correctly? Yeah, my whole life has led up to that actually though, so it's okay. I think I remember saying macabre wrong one time in class, like reading Shakespeare or something like that. And the teacher like fucking roasted me for it. That's how it goes, man. It's been almost a year since a childhood friend moved away to another city. He left suddenly without even saying goodbye. In a recent letter, he apologized for the disappearance and asked you to remove the furniture from his flat because he wants to sell it. In the envelope, you find a key to his apartment. Yeah, it probably was a fucking drama teacher, I guess. I mean, even when I know how to say a word right, though, I'll say it wrong randomly. Like, I definitely have some sort of weird speech impediment. Like, I used to have a really bad lisp when I was a kid. It's getting dark as you arrive at the cemetery. Shadows move in fantastic and unaccountable ways between the tombstones. Finding the right grave may prove to be a challenge, especially when you feel someone's gaze on your back. Confront the stranger. No, come on, my charisma's held up so well, so... I still kind of have it, but it's not as pronounced, but... That used to, like, be a thing where I would say things tremendously wrong. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the teachers used to be pretty mean, but... Oh, I can't get allies in this run, can I? What if I say yes? Did they just not join me? I also don't really want this. Yeah, I'll wear it. Yeah, it's good to practice talking. And I guess, especially when you're young, you know, a lot of people just don't talk that much. And it's definitely one of those things that you only get better at if you do it, so. I think streaming has helped me a lot too, but even just like working and stuff, like working full time, you just stop thinking about it, I guess. A parasitic organisms burrowed beneath the bark. Right after this conversation, I just like completely fuck up this whole sentence. A parasitic organism burrows under the bark, undulating slowly. Nice. All the nearby trees are connected underground. The main branch leads east. You make a mental note to avoid the region. It's also because we are streaming live, too, so it's like... There's going to be a lot of fuck-ups and stuff like that. It just happens, man. Extra damage against human enemies would be useful. Like as a YouTuber or something like that, you can go back and be like, wow, I fucked that up. I'm gonna re-record that line or whatever. This is a tough choice. I might even re-roll this. Although my Doom is pretty high already. Let's just take it, I guess. I feel like there's enough human enemies in this game for that to be useful. I need to start bringing my dexterity up too. Worm trees. Yeah, this is pre-recorded. Exactly. You stumble upon a half-eaten deer carcass. Delicious. While wandering through the woods, you discover strange carvings on one of the trees, and by the look of them, they were made recently. Could they be connected with the current mystery? Oh yeah, take a picture. I also could decipher it though. What? Dude, how? Oh, that's like some XCOM shit. What the fuck? I have 11 knowledge? And I couldn't even figure that out? I should just take a picture. Why did I even risk that? God damn. We're investigating the stream. You follow the faint sound to a telephone line pole. The moment you notice giant hairy balls underneath it, they start to twitch and rise. Oh my god. Let's just take a moment to appreciate the sprite for the zombie. What do you think of it? Yeah, what is it? What is this based on? Totoro? Someone explain this to me. Isn't that like a Ghibli film or something like that? Is this the next Ghibli film? My Neighbor Totoro? That's what this is? That's him? What the fuck happened, man? What happened to him? He let himself go over the years. Never was he the same. We have a pretty good chance of just cutting him up. 12, 16. Ooh, it's on. And the Herald sound, man. Oh, what the fuck was I doing? No! I beefed that so bad. I got overconfident. He's gonna kick him to death now. I started thinking about Herald, man. Also, we have a new BTTV emote that Butts drew. Or animated for me. Some of you may have seen it. That Butts, he's a good guy. Drooping tree branches hang over the path, framing it in an almost macabre way. It's almost inspiring. Get lost in your thoughts. Here's my check failure. Macabre. If I could rename myself on Twitch, I think that I would pick that name. I think that would be perfect. I don't know how it would stick though. Finally, after what feels like hours of following the dirt road, you find the old mansion. It's completely overgrown with plants you've never even seen before, and in front of the giant mansion, there's a gardening company minivan filled with boxes. Slowly, you enter the building with caution. You stand in the middle of the room when suddenly the floor gives up and you fall down into the basement. Falling through the hole in the floor, you find yourself in an overgrown basement. In the corner lies a man you recognize. It's Shiro-san, the missing gardener. You must help him escape this cursed place. Or... oh wait, I didn't do the extra part. I fucked up. We gotta get him out of here. Let's go! Oh, that fucked me up so bad. Let's go, dude. Come on, Shiro. I think we're good on this one. God. Plants continue to attack you as you and the gardener flee from the forest, only to suddenly stop when you reach the city limits. You manage to call an ambulance from a phone booth, but you lose consciousness before it arrives. You wake up in a hospital, your wounds treated. When asked about Shiro-san, the doctors are puzzled. You were the only person they found. The gardener is still missing to this day. That's actually not a really good ending, because that means like the plant demon got out, right? What do you think he does? He fucks? I mean, yeah, he's probably pollinated by a lot of bees. and exchange his pollen with other flowers. Because he is a plant man. I really need the stamina, actually. I got pretty fucked up there. Bum, bum, bum. These are both pretty hard, too. I shouldn't have taken so much damage there. Well, we have some outs. Macabre. They really say macabre a lot in this game, don't they? Memoir of Morbid Mermaids. The janitor was obsessed with mermaids. It's starting to be like lose all meaning. We've said it so much tonight. He's collected every scrap of the legend about them in the school basement. Now his mind is snapped. He's decided it's time to make one of his own, using unfortunate students' bodies as materials. Just because we've been saying it so much, though. It's like any word. It's like anything, though. If you stare at, like, a cartoon character for too long, they just start to not make sense. You know what I mean? If you, like, look at the shapes and stuff. Might be getting a little too deep for you, but... I should be able to one-sight on this guy. Gotta kick him. That's 10, 2. Just roll. That's not very good chances. That would kill him, though. So 2 on each. Kill this motherfucker, please. Damn it. That's a lot of fucking damage. Damn. You're fucked up, dude. 3 Doom isn't too bad. I think it stacks if I go again now. I just need to be able to survive some damage. I have to do that. Next battle, I'm gonna exchange some reason for stamina, I guess. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Not good. Oh, good God, I have the key. We got the goblet. There's still a chance. Constantly cold to the touch. We just need that event to happen again. Is there even a chance of that happening? Oh, the fish heads, it's -2 reason, like, instantly. Oh, it's stamina and reason? Dude, this game really fucking hates me. Usually I'm fine with stamina. That's like 20 Doom from wrestling. The only metro line in your town connects the university with the science complex. You could take a ride to gain some time, but you got a feeling something's wrong. Where are all the people? Where are they? I think it's more Doom if I just take the train. Forget what the fuck that is. Damn it. There's something wrong here. Weird apathy seems to infect every adult you ask for help. You'll have to deal with it alone. What's up, Zach? Oh yeah, I need to like look into the modding of the game a little bit. I've just been so lazy about it. You can cast one spell without paying anything? Okay. I did not have to pay experience. I forgot to check. Hearing footsteps behind you, you realize you're not the only student here. A girl wearing a demon's mask starts giggling as she starts getting closer. A young witch. This is not good. She does so much damage. I can't be fighting with her. Steak knife. Oh no. This is bad. This is bad, man. Do I not have any spells I can help me? If I burn it, I take a stamina damage, don't I? You bust through the door to the janitorial closet, but it's already too late. The latest missing girl is lying on a dirty mattress, the upper part at least. A tail of a fish has been crudely sewed in the place of her legs. She was too weak and died, you hear the mad janitor say. He looks you up and down. Maybe you'll do. Stepping carefully over the corpse, the janitor picks up a bloody axe. You can do that without the tool? Huh, I didn't know that. Yeah, you can topple the lamp, but it does major damage to you. He's gonna kill me instantly. I could throw every item I have in my inventory at him. Oh, I had the fire, though. But I would die from the stamina damage. I think it's only like 3 damage. I forgot if I left it on sudden death or not, though. Well, we're about to find out. Burn it all down. Look at me. You receive additional combat damage. Great. Suddenly, the mutilated girl moans quietly and twitches. The fishtail causes the lamp to fall and break, igniting the chemicals. Chemicals? The mad janitor catches fire and starts screaming terribly. You try to avoid him thrashing around the room, setting everything on fire. Thick smoke and the smell of burning flesh makes you feel weak. Ba-boom. You're rescued by the firemen, trying to contain the firemen. Firemen? No trace of the mad janitor is found, and no one believes your story. But you'll sleep a little bit better tonight knowing that the other students are safe. Never seen the other outcome of the blacked out options in this mystery. What were the other ones? There's the manhole. There's the fire. I think that's it. I think that might be it. Or you just fight him. Oh, I didn't take any stamina damage from that. Okay, I thought you did. Oh yeah, you need the Inmasu curse for the other one. The mermaid ending, that's right. That's not one of the blacked out ones though, I guess. If you have the curse. How does it happen? I forget. If you have the curse, you start the fight. I forget exactly what happens. I've done it before, though. He sees your gills. I I remember that part. Alright, what do we have here? I guess I'll take dexterity. Need some stamina. The bath is still working too. Miracle. You distract him, he gets enamored with you, and then what happens though? Does he get killed by the mermaid still? Because I know the mermaid dies if the mermaid kills him if you open the sewer. I forget how the fuck it works out. I'm sure we'll see it again sometime. The curious case of a contagious coma. More and more people fall unconscious and cannot be awakened. People trying to wake the patients up result with them falling into a coma themselves. A whole wing of the town's hospital has been dedicated to the comatose. Is there anything connecting these people, and how did this strange illness start? The girl on the ground gets up, leaps on him, and kills him. Oh shit. How do I not remember this? Let's check the news reports about this weird disease and try to find the cause before more people fall asleep. Let's do it. Yeah, I hope there's like a Halloween quest that gets added to the game. Because they have like a Halloween mode that's being teased in the corner of on the front page, the title page. I'm interested in what that's gonna be. Oh shit! I hope it's the pyramids. I'm gonna leave this behind just in case. Ah, oh, it's not. Could be a katana though. I really wanted to fill the goblet. Hey! We got a katana. An old sword. Ah. My old friend. Actually, I have so much knowledge, though, that it's not really super helpful. Need more dexterity. Nothing good. I thought maybe there'd be something for dexterity here. I should probably buy that, though. I need it. Reports mention a patient zero. Who could they be? Alarmed by the sound of glass breaking, you discover the corpse of a policeman lying in a pool of blood. Looks like someone or something tore out his throat. You know what? I'm not going to take the gun right now because I don't really need it. I'm going to escape. Actually, I think... Okay, cool. They didn't tear his throat out, but instead carved an occult symbol with something sharp. You try to remember the shape and escape before anyone arrives. I've never done that one before. It's pretty good. The other one gives you reason, and I'm already maxed on reason right now. What'd you say? Something about glass breaking? When the patient came home one morning covered in scars and babbling about aliens, the police had them committed. They're mumbling something quietly as you pass by. Damn it. I don't know if I should try to fight the main demon right now. The stamina is so low. Oh, the burn. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's bad. Ah, please. What's up, Gamma? How you doing? Through the dirty restaurant window, you notice a shady-looking man wearing a jacket covered in strange symbols. He stops in front of a house, visibly nervous. Before he enters the house, he turns around as if he's checking for any unwanted followers. What could it mean? Follow him. Perception check success. The door's locked, but you repeat the knocking pattern the suspicious man used. A moment later, the door opens with a surprised teen. The surprised teen with greasy hair asks who the hell you are. Mistaking these nerds for cultists sure is embarrassing, but deep down inside, you're relieved. Damn it. They're just like RPing. Mine is Doom, though. Hearing footsteps, you turn around. Behind you stands a pretty woman in a sweater. Natural beauty, yes, this is exactly what I need. You shudder seeing the weird woman reaching to her pocket and grabbing a nasty-looking knife. Pretty face. Mind if I borrow it? This fucking lady. She does a lot of damage, holy shit. So do I, though. Got her. Earrings. Pancake lady. All right. That's her. You can't help but notice the terrible smell of decay coming from a lady standing with you in an elevator. Can't help but notice the seam on her face. Can't help but to scream! The meaty visitor. I think her face is nice. I like this. The weathering. This reminds me of Brain Dead. Did anyone watch that last night? The part where she like cuts her face open. What's up, anybody? How you doing? There's a part in Brain Dead where this old lady who's turning into like a zombie tries to put on makeup. And she like touches her face and it like rips her face open. And then she just like glues it back. I don't know. Just remind me of that. It's 18. Brain Dead, Dead Alive, same thing. Whatever the hell it's called. But yeah, that's the one. I mean, you know what I could do? I'll throw a fucking knife at her. It only did 1 damage. That is not satisfactory. I'm throwing my robe at her. It did no damage! Throwing the camera. Alright, there we go. She's like, what the fuck? What are you doing? Got her. And a sewing kit. We needed this. We managed to sneak through the floor, avoiding the police, and finally reached the quarantine wing where all the coma patients were brought in. Their pulse is slowly weakening and the blood pressure is dropping. You must hurry. Complete silence of this place hits you when you reach one of the beds. All the patients are dead. -3 reason. Shaken, you sneak out from the hospital. One thing is certain, though. With no sick people, it's the end of this weird illness. Illness. We did it. I think we got this in the fucking... in the bag, man. Jinx myself. We did all the quests. Let's take a bath. And then stand. And to the lighthouse. The ominous lighthouse has been closed down for longer than you can remember. Multiple padlocks prevent you from entering the building. You need 5 keys. You finally made it inside the cursed lighthouse. Your gut's telling you 2 things: that whoever or whatever is behind these weird events must be on the highest floor of this place, and that you should run as far as you can. You're afraid that there won't be a way back once you start climbing these stairs. Rest a little bit. She surfs all the time. Look at her eye. She lost it to a shark. Following the winding staircase, you find a metal gate that blocks your way. A cable that should be powering it is currently disconnected. The power box itself is covered in a weird, moist goo. The weird, moist goo. Just inhaling the fumes makes your eyes itch and water. But to power the gate, you'll need to disconnect a faulty plug. What? You're surprised how much of an effort it takes to disconnect the faulty plug. As you force it, the weird goo burns your fingers. Finally, you manage to separate the faulty plug and connect the proper cable. With a buzz, the gate opens. So all we needed was goo gone. It would have saved us. Following the winding staircase, wait a minute. Someone's been taking your photos. They focus on the enemies you fought, and there's something wrong, but you can't precisely say what. Enemy I fought is the second one. I think it was the Gigolo. I think. No! Oh, that sucks. Climbing up the winding staircase, you're stopped by a masked man wearing an expensive suit. The rules have changed, kiddo, he says, taking the jacket and mask off. Nothing personal, really. This is bad. This is bad. It's more damage. Should get a kick on. You know what? Do it. And I gained a level. I still think I need to take a knowledge check. Charisma too. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to kill him though in one cycle. Because we're not going to go over the Doom, I think. I think we're good anyways. That's the only reason I did it. It's like the title of the mystery you can investigate as the second one. Battle footage. Or wait, no, it was arms. What? Dude, I fucked up. I fucked up. Oh my god. Oh, come on, man. I had the totem in my inventory too to save myself. I forgot about it.
Harrowed,
When it got hot in the valley, Thomas and Alfred drove their cows up to a cool green pasture in the mountains to graze. Usually they stayed there with the cows for 2 months. Then they brought them down to the valley again. The work was easy enough, but oh, it was boring. All day the two men tended their cows. At night they went back to the tiny hut where they lived. They ate supper and worked in the garden and went to sleep. It was always the same. Then Thomas had an idea that changed everything.
This is my punishment.
"Let's make a doll the size of a man," he said. "It would be fun to make, and we could put it in the garden to scare away the birds." "It should look like Harold," Alfred said. Harold was a farmer they both hated. They made the doll out of old sacks stuffed with straw. They gave it a pointy nose like Harold's and tiny eyes like his. Then they added dark hair and a twisted frown. Of course, they also gave it Harold's name. Each morning on their way to the pasture, they tied Harold to a pole in the garden to scare away the birds. Each night they brought him inside so that he wouldn't get ruined if it rained. When they were feeling playful, they would talk to him. One of them might say, "How are the vegetables growing today, Harold?" Then the other, making believe he was Harold, would answer in a crazy voice, "Very slowly." They would both laugh, but not Harold. Whenever something went wrong, they took it out on Harold. They would curse at him, even kick him or punch him. Sometimes one of them would take the food they were eating, which they both were sick of, and smear it on the doll's face. "How do you like that stew, Harold?" he would ask. "Well, you better eat it, or else." Then the two men would howl with laughter. One night, after Thomas had wiped Harold's face with food, Harold grunted. "Did you hear that?" Alfred asked. "It was Harold," Thomas said. "I was watching him when it happened. I can't believe it." "How could he grunt?" Alfred asked. "He's just a sack of straw. It's not possible." "Let's throw him in the fire," said Thomas, "and that'll be that." "Let's not do anything stupid," said Alfred. "We don't know what's going on. When we move the cows down, we'll leave him behind. For now, let's just keep an eye on him." So they left Harold sitting in a corner of the hut. They didn't talk to him or take him outside any more. Now and then the doll grunted, but that was all. After a few days, they decided there was nothing to be afraid of. Maybe a mouse or some insects had gotten inside Harold and were making those sounds. So Thomas and Alfred went back to their old ways. Each morning they put Harold out in the garden, and each night they brought him back into the hut. When they felt playful, they joked with him. When they felt mean, they treated him as badly as ever. Then one night, Alfred noticed something that frightened him. "Harold is growing," he said. "I was thinking the same thing," Thomas said. "Maybe it's just our imagination," Alfred replied. "We've been up here on this mountain too long." The next morning, while they were eating, Harold stood up and walked out of the hut. He climbed up on the roof and trotted back and forth like a horse on its hind legs. All day and all night long, he trotted like that. In the morning, Harold climbed down and stood in a far corner of the pasture. The men had no idea what he would do next. They were afraid. They decided to take the cows down into the valley that same day. When they left, Harold was nowhere in sight. They felt as if they had escaped a great danger and began joking and singing. But when they had gone only a mile or two, they realized they had forgotten to bring the milking stools. Neither one wanted to go back for them, but the stools would cost a lot to replace. "There really is nothing to be afraid of," they told one another. "After all, what could a doll do?" They drew straws to see which one would go back. It was Thomas. "I'll catch up with you," he said. and Alfred walked on toward the valley. When Alfred came to a rise in the path, he looked back for Thomas. He did not see him anywhere, but he did see Harold. The doll was on the roof of the hut again. As Alfred watched, Harold kneeled and stretched out a bloody skin to dry in the sun.
Yeah, that's the canon ending, man. That's what happens if you get too much Doom. A fucked up game. Alright. Let's do another run. It's a true story, too. Is that a word? Just kind of saw it. That's it? I mean, he's still out there. You just haven't collected all the stories about him yet. There's at least 50 different murders attributed to Harold in the United States alone. Something strange is happening in our town. Robed figures can be seen gathering in the woods at night. People are going missing. Disgusting creatures are terrorizing the seaside. The rapid technological progress of the modern era brings comfort, but also new unknown threats. A spooky story, ideally, concerning dolls named Harold. There you go. Old gods, malicious eldritch beings who ruled the earth eons ago, are awakening as reality starts to crumble. Armed with clues, spells, and your own dwindling sanity, you'll investigate mysteries across the city and in realms beyond. Yeah, but who knows how many anywhere else? Harold had a stint in Oceania for a long time, between many different countries. An old train slows down and stops at its last station. The end of the world is at hand, and you finally arrived in the Doom. That's a place, right? That's a region. That's not just, like, from anime. There's the collection of island nations. Right? Let's play on hard mode. With ill-fated. No, fuck that. Let's play with no effect. Hard mode. Let's pick the god. Let's go with off. Why not? Yeah, I never really like hear anyone say it. I only hear it in like, I feel like sci-fi novels and like anime is always like, yes, the nations of Oceania. No one ever says that. I feel like. I see. Oh, what? Started off with a steel Grammy? May as well dip into that. May as well. Grand Van Flakes, thanks for the 19 months, dude, or 18 months. 8 looked like a 9, same thing. How you doing? How you doing? Ah, I forgot to put the occult shop in, I think. Inexplicable morbid events. Yeah, this one's not too bad. We gotta get her a weapon. Yeah, but I think it's Australia and everything else like around it, isn't it? The alarming account of abnormal arms. We just did this, so I'm not gonna read everything from this one. Yeah, like New Zealand even is technically part of it, right? Through the dirty restaurant window. I'm gonna fail this shit. Do nothing. investigate the hospital twice. I forget if we go there or not in this investigation. Have you ever seen, what is it, like Gundam Wing Seed or something like that? I think it's a lot of Gundam shows. They just like make up a country. They like make up a country in several different Gundam shows. And it's like the island nation of Orb. It's just like some random island. Like, well, like what? Like, is that a place? They just like commandeered it. Orb is Seed. Yeah, I thought so. I haven't seen that in a while. Dude, Seed is such a like a guilty pleasure. Like, there's parts of that show I fucking loved, but there's so many parts that I fucking hated too. I think I like Gundam Wing the best. How do I not have any money? Peace of mind. Ooh, that's Doom. It's not bad though. I want Doom. Wandering through an empty corridor, you find old vending machines. I don't have any money to spend on this shit. But I think you can get an injury if you get the cheapest one. You can get like your hand punctured. That could be pretty bad. Spend a fucking $1 on this other. Yeah, they do that a lot. But I mean, I guess it's because there are different like colonial powers and stuff like that usually in those stories. So they are colonizing the world essentially in the future or whatever. Not wanting to wait for an elevator, you decide to take the rarely used stairs. You suddenly trip but grab the railing in the last second. When you get up to inspect what caused you to trip, you freeze in terror, slowly standing up. Yeah, I can see that a little bit, I guess, even. It's kind of like the method the story is like delivered in, though. Sever kick. What? I've never seen this. Deals 2 damage. Huh. I didn't know you could even do that. So if you don't have a weapon to use sever, you can just sever kick. 6 damage. Not that bad. You need experience. You'd end up doing 6 damage with reason though, so could throw $1 at him. I think I'll just run. I think I just have nostalgia for like Gundam Wing because that was like the first one ever on TV here, I think, because of Toonami and stuff. But I liked Seed, and Seed Destiny was okay, and I really like G Gundam a lot. I haven't seen it as many times as Gundam Wing, but I think I only watched it once. Hey, your neighbor's apartment. Someone's stealing the underwear. Hang up immediately. I don't think it's going to bring me to the hospital at all on my own. You're stopped by a masked man wearing a lab coat. He introduces himself as a researcher from Tokyo University, testing a new treatment method that would revolutionize modern medicine. Holding out a pile of documents, he tells you can heal your wounds for free. You just need to sign here. No, I'm good. Really? They had it aired in the mid-80s? Like dubbed? What? So when was the dub that everyone knows recorded? Interesting. If you say yes, you get like a spell and it takes a bunch of your reason away. I always fail that one. Let's go to the hospital again. Patient came home one morning covered in scars and babbling about aliens. Ooh. Maria. +1 cigarette for each defeated enemy. Haunted artist. Huh. I don't think I've ever gotten her before. I don't have any use for cigarettes though, do I? Let me paint that. Maria, Maria. I like her sprite too. As you prepare a bath, you think about all the possible leads so far. You're very tired, so maybe ice cold water is a good idea. Ah, your body clearly wasn't prepared for a cold bath and you can feel cold coming on. Yeah, if you were playing as the Yakuza guy, Haru, that would be perfect. It's like the perfect combo. You enter the dark boiler room and trip over the pipe. The pipe. Cursing, you find a light switch and gasp in horror. It's not a pipe at all. It's a long, rubbery arm coiling around the room and emptying in a ventilation shaft. Coming closer, you can smell something vile and rotten. You almost fall to the ground when you see the wide-open stare of the dead pervert. His elongated limbs stretching and disappearing in the vent's darkness. Inside his mouth, you find a tiny key. Yeah, it's kind of weird. There's just like a random eyeball, but his eyes are both in there. Whose eyeball is that? Did it fall out of this hole? What hole is that? What's going on here? After the police arrived, the whole building was searched. Following the arms, detectives find the body of a man stuck in a ventilation shaft. Later, he's identified as the building caretaker. In his closet, police find pieces of underwear and voyeur photos of the tenants. You're questioned thoroughly and eventually released as the murder case is being covered up as a case of an unfortunate gas leak. Ah, it was a gas leak. It strangled her to death. Winds of plague. Good. What we needed. Some skeleton vomit going on here. Probably just go with the experience. He was Stretch Armstrong. So we got Kana and Maria now. Fish story. I saw the creepy neighbor carrying some jars inside his apartment. I wonder, what weird fish did he find this time? Will you check it out? He'll surely recognize me if I try to do it myself. Please. Check it out. This ends the terrible tale of Stretch Armstrong. He was found stretched out in a Japanese apartment building ventilation system. There was nothing we could do. They sent him back to Indiana, where they like pumped him full of corn syrup formally. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to calm her down, but hey, did not work. What do you know? I remember like Stretch Armstrong was a thing like back in the day, but then it came out in the 90s again. And then there was like a villain and stuff, and I remember a friend of mine getting one, and we were just like the commercial made it seem like you could do anything to this guy, like he was invincible. They're like, you could do anything, you could run him over with a car and shit like that, like. So of course we were like trying to figure out how to like fucking destroy him, and we ended up just like stabbing him with pencils and shit. And then he just like had this goo inside of him. There was like glue inside of him. It just kind of like leaked out. It was kind of sad. I think that's the day my childhood died a little bit. Hearing an eerie sound coming from behind the door, you decide to check it out. At first glance, the abandoned classroom seems empty. Once your eyes get used to the darkness, you discover an unusual sigil drawn on the floor. Judging by the smoke, someone put out the candles the moment you entered. Like the magic of imagination was killed by that. Like his insides were just glue, man. It was just glue. There's nothing crazy about that. There's nothing strong about that. Study the writing. You decipher the occult instructions and let the forbidden knowledge fill your brain. That's really bad. For a spell, that's fucking bad. Gain an additional follower. I don't have the reason for that right now. You're gonna have like a big team on this run. Yeah, that's what I think it was corn syrup. I said that before, but I wasn't sure. You hear rustling on the other side of the door. Someone's trying to get in. This guy sucks. I got no weapon. I forgot to get a weapon. I gotta run. I gotta run. I got no money. Yes. Yeah, that's pretty good. You return home to freshen up. When you enter your bathroom, however, you discover that your shower's missing. In its place, there's an old clawfoot tub. The whole thing feels surreal, but you take a step towards it, wondering how this is possible. You may be a little sweaty, but there's no chance you're risking entering this weird bathtub. Kana was right. Someone tried to burn some papers. They must have been in a hurry because some of the papers look salvageable. You both return to your apartment and try to decipher the notes. That's so weird. Your neighbor really was into eels, it seems. You begin to wonder if spying on your neighbor was a good idea to begin with. Oops, I have to read that. Legend from the prefecture eels tell of a small village of robbers who would kill all visitors and dump their corpses into a lake full of eels. So that's what's happening here, apparently. Goo came out because that was his blood. He was alive and you killed him. Yeah, well, that's why I said that my childhood died that day. He was the first man I ever killed. Loud knocking wakes you up in the middle of the night. "Open up!" shouts a deep voice from behind the door. "I know you're in there." Get close to the door and ask what's the matter or call the police. It's a dex check. I'm gonna go... I guess I'll check it. Fuck off. There must be something more we can learn. I'll try to break into his apartment tomorrow morning. I wonder what he's hiding in there. You shrug non-committally. You just wish you could throw this damn jar in the trash. You guys like eels? You like eating eels? You about that life? You can't shake the feeling that some of those small dock buildings hide some terrible secrets. Doom? I like that face. I heard that if you eat an eel, there's a chance the eel can break out of your stomach. Which is like, comes back to life. You ever heard that tale? You spend an entire day waiting for Kana. Where the hell is she? You find an old trophy case set in a seemingly abandoned corridor. Oh, here we go. Let me get that goblet. Investigate the neighbor's apartment. Look at all the eels. They're dancing. Flipping around. I found the neighbor, but when his eye burst, I slipped in the blood and lost consciousness. I'm afraid there's something in my own eye now, too. Bottled lemon. Look at that sub, dude. I appreciate that. Stomach eels aren't as scary as watermelon seeds. What about eyeball eels? You guys ready for this shit? My God! Shocked, you see countless tiny eels crawling out of your friend's eyes in all directions, or eye rather. Will she even survive the blood loss? You rush to the hospital with Kana, getting a lot of horrified attention from people. A lot of attention from horrified people. Your friend is taken immediately to the operating theater, and you collapse on a chair in the waiting area. Centipedes instead? Yeah, that seems more disgusting to me. Goblet Grotto. Why does that sound familiar? Yeah, I remember swallowing a watermelon seed one time and being like scared, but they removed it pretty quickly. It was okay. How could you just fall asleep after this? Wake up, dude. You've been sleeping for over 3 hours. You groggily open up your eyes and see your friend. Kana is wearing an eye patch. Not so pretty anymore, huh? Couldn't exactly tell the doctors the truth about what happened, and pretty sure I won't be winking with my left eye anytime soon, but thank you for saving my life. So, you could get your eye poked out and be good to go within 3 hours? That's how it goes? You still process the events of a previous night. Corpse-eating eels that lay their eggs and eyes? Sitting with your friend Kana before your apartment building, you watch the police officers emptying their neighbor's place. Your neighbor's place, rather. The only question I have is, how does the eel lay the eggs in your eye? How does this happen? Wouldn't the eel have to be on your eye? Who the fuck is doing that? I don't understand. Who's putting the eels on their eyes? Or is it because they ate the eel? Or is it because they touched the eel? Were they swimming with the eels? Why did that happen? Cut off from the outside world. She got knocked out. And then the neighbor put the eggs in her eye to spread the eels. Yeah, I kind of like missed that detail, I guess. Doomed already is pretty good. We really need some reason. All right. Next mystery. You can do vicious verses. You know what? Let's do Crimson. Akamanto's gonna fucking wreck me. Need like a weapon and stuff. You received an official-looking letter. What does a law firm from Tokyo want with you? We regret to inform you of the passing of our client and your granduncle. His funeral will be preceded by an overnight vigil as per the client's request. There's an address in the list of people expected to arrive. You don't recognize any of the names. Intrigued, you decide to check it out for yourself. What's the worst that could happen? Where is everybody? No, that fish is real. I think that's like in the Amazon. It takes you some time, but finally you manage to find someone. Is that another guest? You should ask them what's going on in there. A muscular man is eyeing you up and down as you take a step towards him. You can't help but notice a deep scar going across his cheek. Old man's body's in the master bedroom. Go there if you want. Oops, forgot to check the body. God damn it. A sudden crawl coming from behind a corner makes you stop. Remove ghost. Remove. wonder if I should just run from this. Pressing a handkerchief to your nose, you enter the dark room. There's no way they allowed your granduncle to just lie there. What was the correct bow odor? Order? Maybe the other guests would know. Thank you. Odor. Bum, bum. Bow, 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 clap. Young woman wrinkles her nose when she notices you. You can swear you've seen the symbol engraved on her necklace before. Let's not pretend like we like to be here. Or we want to be here. The round corner of a crooked manor tower is calling you. You feel your strength drain away as you stare at the bright light. You're lost in light. Oh wow, plus one reason. Lost in time and space, you drift in nothingness until something pulls you forward. Fill the goblet with blood. You fill a container with the sacred blood. Bringing it back to your reality is surely a corruption of all rights and won't do you any good. Plus 3% doom. Is there a specific place I need to drink this? Now what do I do with it? Just drink it? I don't know if I should take your word for it, Gamer Gang 69420, but I'm going to. So what happens? You just get a new character unlocked? New achievement unlocked. Light up the fireplace. You have proved your true gamer gangness today. Oh, and plus stamina reason. Wow, yeah, I just got fucking bottomed up. Nice. Light the fireplace. Do I even want to do the ritual, though? I think I want to sacrifice them. Although I do have the steak knife. And you get some more reason for it, too. Boom, boom. The investigation can wait. A hot bath is too inviting. I think I already have my cap here. The doom isn't too big of a deal, but it is getting a little high. Body. It's missing. Little meat cleaver. In the middle of a room, you see a man tied to a chair. You rush in to help. When you remove his gag, though, the man starts shouting curses and ancient prophecies. You fall on the floor, your mind flooded with unspeakable images as the man slowly stands up, completely ignoring the chair he was seemingly tied to. This is the encounter that reminds me of the guy that you fight that's all tied up. That's what I thought it was the other time. I was like, what are we doing? Oh, it is him. Never mind. It's exactly what I thought it was. I could kill him. If we hit both of these. Really? I guess plus one as well. Do it. You barely hit one, man. Come on, man. God damn it. Fuck it. Do it. Again. Did it. You managed to find one of the guests. They're shaken but otherwise safe. You both decide to get the hell out of this place, but the door's gone. Sotomura, Sacred Thug. Or Scarred Thug. Oh my god, I can't believe I just said sacred instead of scarred. I'm not 100%, apparently. The Sacred Thug. Our master is coming and we can all bask in his glory. I think he fucks up your last few tags. Oh, that sucks, dude. I can't hit for shit right now. Can you learn spells from him? I don't know. I might as well fight him now, honestly. Hopefully this is enough to end him. You cut the bloodthirsty plant. It was a good decision, right? 3 doom down. So I just got the doom off for that last fight, at least. Thing is, with her, you kind of want the doom. Yeah, I haven't really tried to beat it very often with the Yakuza dude, only a few times. This ally I have right now, though, would be really useful for that, because +1 cigarette for each defeated enemy. So her and the Yakuza guy, you'd definitely be able to finish it, I think. Is it me or did it suddenly get colder? Maria kinda smiles faintly. Energy drink. I'm gonna save that. Yeah, I'm gonna put that away. Following a weak, wavering cry, you enter a dark room. Inside, you spot a figure hunched in the corner. Is hunched a fucking word? You recognize his expensive clothes, but this thing can't possibly be a human. Don't look at me. Transformed by her greed. Got her. As the vigil is nearing its end, the whole mansion shakes more and more until the walls start to collapse, revealing the shocking truth about your whereabouts. Walls of the corridor collapse, revealing an alien landscape. You can taste blood in your mouth. As the slimy appendages slowly get closer, a voice in your head tells you what to do. Kill them. Okay. An unseen force leads your hands. You reach for a knife and stab a surprise guest. Conclude the ritual. price is paid. A voice booms in your head as everything gets dark. When you wake up, you find yourself lying on the wet the wet grass. The old mansion nowhere to be seen. Standing next to you is an old, bloated, naked man. You recognize a tattoo on the man's toe. It's your deceased granduncle. This is looks glitched out all of a sudden. I guess it's just because of the story up front. I never noticed it, being decolored like that over there. With a coarse voice, he explains the ritual. You try to keep up with him, but you're weak and your head spins. The death toll must remain the same. 2 die and 2 survive. You feel like vomiting as the old man who has cheated death disappears behind the trees. Everything gets dark. The man who you thought was your uncle has cheated death, making you an accessory to murders. You know police officers won't believe you when you tell them the truth, and you do your best to forget the nightmares you left behind. Yeah, I just killed a man. No problem. And a lady. The friendly dog disappeared last night. I'm an accessory to murder. I forgot. I thought I got the dollar. I don't need either. Actually, maxed right now. None of this matters. I'm gonna do mermaids first. These are both gonna be hard. But I think Akamanto is gonna be tougher. Alarmed by the sound of glass breaking, you discover the corpse of a policeman lying in a pool of blood. It looks like someone or something tore out his throat. Well, I guess this is how we're gonna kill Akamanto. Only 1 bullet? Come on, man. What the fuck is... That is unreasonable. The pool is empty at this hour. It's dark, but you swear something suddenly moved under the surface of the water. Faster combat actions. Nice. Check out the lockers. $2. Nice. Investigate the school. You catch a glimpse of an art class. One disturbing painting draws your attention. Take a peek. Terrified. You gasp in pure horror. The twisted faces, impossible angles, enormous monoliths makes you sick. I wonder if I should do the seaside first here. Well, she was taking a bath, so yeah, it changes when she's in the bathroom. A nauseating stench stops you. Someone has scattered rotting fish guts everywhere and hung up countless fish heads. You cover your mouth as you slowly retreat. A vast flock of seagulls outside viciously attack the windows. Whoever the kidnapper may be, they seem to be really obsessed about mermaids. Inside the science lab, you find a plan of the town's sewer system. Someone's marked a path leading from the sea directly to the school building. I wish I could get bullets instead of fucking cigarettes. Seeing 2 chopped off heads, you can't help but wonder who's been preparing your food for the past week. Research notes? Damn it. There's something wrong here. A weird apathy seems to infect every adult you ask for help. You'll have to deal with it alone. It's been almost a year since a childhood friend moved away to another city. He suddenly left without even saying goodbye. Talking on the flashlight. Damn it, man. Get my ass kicked here. At least for every failed event like that, I get +1 reason, though. That's something. People point and talk about a man on the other side of the street. He looks confused, muttering to himself while occasionally touching a festering wound on his cheek. You stop in your tracks and listen to the man's cursed incantations. Ain't a spell. I don't know what this is. I tried this before and it didn't seem to do anything. I don't understand that spell. We don't really have good stats going into this fight. I think I'm just gonna have to take the burn, maybe. I got the gun, but it only has 8 bullets for it. Yeah, I love this game. Okay. I guess I could just burn him. I don't know if it actually brings my damage up. I think I'm gonna have to. It's the only way. Suddenly, the mutilated girl moans and quietly twitches. The man janitor catches fire. Do you need the crowbar equipped or in the inventory to do manhole here? I think you need it equipped. I'm not sure though. 100%. Arcane Storm. Now I'm a mummy. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna kill Akamanto, man. I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah, just throw everything at him. A new game is spreading among your friends. A dare to stay in the unused school restroom after classes. A dare to meet Akamanto. What was originally a harmless fun has turned deadly. The body of a boy was found last week. The school principals banned the game, but that only made it more popular. Akamanto must be stopped before another kid is killed. Yeah, the gun's not even worth it with 1 bullet because you get like a curse after using it. It sucks. Your ears get fucked up. It ain't worth it. The Doom bonus will be helpful. Oh, this girl sucks. That's true. We get my Doom up a little bit. We can get some more stats. I really don't think I can deal with the stamina damage, though. I could take 1 4-stand shot. Fuck it. More stuff to throw, I guess. Bit. Yeah, who knows? The story doesn't really completely make sense, but suddenly an empty bottle breaks on the wall behind you. You cover yourself in the glass fragments and notice a masked assailant holding a baseball bat. The rioter. It's me. It's like the same character design as Miku. I can't fight this girl. I ain't got time for that. I should actually go to the hospital and get that burn fixed. Oh, come on, man. Need that. Well, not exactly. Oh, we're going into the void. Slowly, you enter the unknown. Lost in time and space, you drift in nothingness until something pulls you towards the light. Oh no, this is not a good one. That's really bad. That's a bad one. Please get rid of that. Oh, more blood loss. Might as well get that fucking fixed for me. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Part of therapy, some patients took part in an art class. Some of their work fills you with dread. Mr. Ethan. You learn that the doctor suddenly left the hospital after the latest murder, taking all the records with him. Why would he do that? It's not the only bad news. Your friend didn't come to school today. Another body has supposedly been found. Let's do it. Cult members are on your trail. You must hurry. The principal has ordered the school to be closed down for the investigation. Let's go rest. Actually, it's already too late. It's a lot of doom, though. I didn't realize it was so high. We'll get a little if we can survive Aquamanto, I guess. Look at these taking care of it. That can be bad if you go. I think it gets the lady mad at you. Yay! Didn't have any effect. Alright, here we go. You wait in the stall, trying to be as quiet as possible. Suddenly, the sound of rubber boots and an unknown liquid dripping on the tiles. You can see the top of his head. He's taller than any man you've ever seen. The door slowly opens. A masked man dressed in a red coat, clearly too tall for the ceiling, emerges from the outside. Tell me. His voice sounds like a faulty radio. Would you like red paper or blue paper? Doesn't really matter. Ow. Alright, let's throw all my stuff at him. Take that. Take that. Can't throw that. I'm throwing the gun. Fuck it. Anything else to throw at him. Could cut him up. Come on. All hits. Oh my god. Whew. Why do I keep filling up the action bar and clearing it? Just, you can only have 200 points in the bar at one time before you launch your move. And sometimes you can fill it up in a more pleasing way and, like, not waste any time, kind of. Yeah, that went well. And I got the mask. Blood flowing from the wounds in the tall man's red coat makes it look like the man was slowly melting. You hear cackling coming from behind the mask and faint. When you wake up, he's gone. Somehow you know he'll be back in another stall, in another school, in another city, continuing the horror. Stats are pretty good right now. I'm gonna take the charisma. I need to stand. That's good too. 73. I could rest a little bit. That would bring me to 7. Yeah, let's do that. And I can take a bath. Stand. That's everything. We got all our keys. To the lighthouse. To the lighthouse. The ominous lighthouse has been closed down for longer than you can remember. Multiple padlocks prevent you from entering the building. Also, Cheesy Draws. I got a raid from them. I didn't even see it. I'm sorry. I keep missing all these raids and stuff lately. Cheesy, if you're still here, thank you for the raid. Let's go in. Let's go in. I think Twitch made it recently so you don't even like see the raids or something like that, didn't I? I'm like looking up to see if it doesn't like announce it. It's weird. Well, thank you if you're still here. Sorry, I didn't see that. You finally made it inside the cursed lighthouse. Your gut's telling you two things: that whoever or whatever is behind the weird events must be on the highest floor of this place, and that you should run as far as you can. You're afraid there won't be a way back once you start climbing these stairs. Yeah, the mask is from the boss. It's Akamanto's mask. Let's rest. Start climbing. Following the winding staircase, you find a metal gate that blocks your path. It's locked, but you notice an electrical cable. It seems to connect the door to a hole outside or inside the central pillar. If there's a switch inside, you'll have to risk getting cut by the numerous glass shards and knives. Yay! Climbing a winding staircase, you're stopped by a masked man wearing an expensive suit. The rules have changed, kiddo, he says, taking the jacket and mask off. Nothing personal, really. Takashi-san. The Doom. Probably kill him pretty quick. A good chance to hit, too. See, with this one, it only fills up to 170 and I can't get any more moves in. So if I add those 3 buffs to my attacks, it uses up all my attack gauge. So I get a plus to hit, and I'm not wasting anything. Yeah, you could fight this guy in here. He's the only one you can fight in here, I think, right now. See? Look how many cigarettes I have, man. Following the winding staircase, wait a minute. Someone's been taking your photos. They focus on the enemies you fought with. There's something wrong, but you can't precisely say what. The enemy I fought is the second one. Was it the Rumo Ghost and I ran? Ugh. Those are fucking tough, dude. Following the winding staircase, you're stopped by darkness. Oh. You're stopped by a girl wearing a dirty black school uniform. I'm sorry, but I can't let you go any further, she says, reaching for her bag. It's too late anyway. You instinctively take a step back when you notice a knife in her hand. You have to think fast. Not enough charisma? Come on. Hey, we did it. The dark clouds swirl around the lighthouse. Did you arrive too late? As the unnatural fog slowly lifts, you're relieved and collapse on the floor. The next day, everything feels like a bad dream. You manage to stop the ritual awakening the eldritch old god, but what's done is done. It will stir in its slumber again and again until the stars are right again. Congratulations, you're safe for now. Yo, that was the first time we cleared hard mode, too. Not bad. Two new achievements. Yeah, Miko gets her own end screen. I just want to see the achievements. I think we unlocked a new character too. Oh yeah, win a playthrough on hard difficulty. Small candle. What is that? I'm getting there. 77% done. Yeah, let's see this new character. I'm not gonna do another run though. Can't read anymore. I just want to see the new character.
Hell?
The priest, Yashiro Kawaji. While he didn't technically complete his studies at the seminary, a worrying letter from his sister forced Yashiro to take the first train to Shirokawa. After all, she died a few years ago. It's the guy from Faith. It starts with a bronze crucifix. I almost said a bruised crucifix. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Hell? Hell?
What does he say? Hell?
Hell? Hell? Hell? Hell? Hell? Hell? Hell? Hell? Hell? Hell? Hell? Hell?
Hell.
Hell?
Yeah, that'll be the next run. And clear the priest. Yeah, hopefully there's like some Faith Easter egg. There probably is somewhere. Who knows? Who knows? I'm just gonna take a small break and then I'm gonna play this fucking minion game. This cursed minion game I have here. I'll be right back. Just sit tight. Let me put a song on.